Hi guys, welcome to MotorBeam. This right here is the Maruti Suzuki Grand Vitara strong hybrid variant. It is time for a 200-kilometer test. So before doing the 200-kilometer mileage test, I have filled up the tank of the Grand Vitara to the brim. The car obviously came with an almost full tank of petrol, but still I topped it up and filled up around 5.96 liters, amounting to a total of 651 rupees because the rate in Udaipur right now is around 109 rupees per liter. So now we'll be driving this car for 200 kilometers in and around Udaipur in a mix of city and highway driving. The trip meter has been reset to 0, and yes, after 200 kilometers we'll be back at the same pump to fill up the tank and calculate the real world mileage of the strong hybrid version of the Grand Vitara. And every 50 kilometers I'll give you an update about every different aspect of the car. Completed 50 kilometers on the Grand Vitara strong hybrid, and so far it has been very smooth sailing. I started the drive in the city and right now I am on the Ahmedabad highway, and I've driven this car in this stretch only in the eco mode. There's a normal mode also, there's a power mode also, which I shall explore later during the drive. Now in eco mode the car does perform quite flawlessly. It is not very lively, but it does the job really well, and the good thing is that the mechanicals are very sorted, no vibrations, no noises, very silent. Talking of the mechanicals, the Grand Vitara strong hybrid gets a 1.5 litre petrol engine, but this is not the K15 engine. This one is borrowed from Toyota. In fact, even the strong hybrid tech comes from Toyota. This engine individually makes around 92 PS of power, but with the hybrid motor, this one makes 115 PS of power. With the engine individually makes 122 Newton meters of torque, and the motor delivers 141 Newton meters of torque. This one gets an eCVT, no manual transmission. So in eco mode, the performance is nice. It is not very lively or sporty, but it does the job nicely for normal commuting. It is now time to continue the drive, and the next update shall come at 100 kilometers. Completed 100 kilometers on the Grand Vitara strong hybrid. The last 50 kilometers I drove the car in normal mode. The first 50 kilometers I drove the car in eco mode. Now in normal mode the performance is much better than eco mode. The car feels sprightly and I'm actually loving this powertrain option. I think compared to the K15, this one is way better, and I think this should be the one that you should opt for if you decide to buy the Grand Vitara. The engine, the entire powertrain is extremely silent, very refined, and this is what I love the most about this. And talking about the interior also, the hybrid variants of the Grand Vitara get some more features compared to the regular K15 variant. So on this one I can see a blue colored start stop button. You get a slightly different instrument cluster, you get ventilated seats, wireless charger, and HUD. All these things are not available on the K15 variants, and apart from that the comfort levels offered by this car are splendid. The front seats are very nice in terms of the comfort and the support they offer. The ventilated seat feature is a boon, and of course the upholstery is also slightly different compared to the K15. Even that one has very good upholstery. This one also has nice upholstery quality, but because of the ventilated seat feature, this one is slightly different. There are some nice touches in the cabin which add to the premium appeal of the car, and overall I think this is a very pleasant car to drive around. So I encountered some really bad patches on the highway. The ride was stupendous. The car just flew over all the potholes and the uneven patches. There was a point where there was a big hump and I had to drive the car over that, and if there was a sedan or any other small pseudo SUV, the car would have probably bottomed out, but this one did not even touch the surface. So that is a nice thing. The 17-inch tires offer great grip on the highway, and I have actually done some really nice speeds which cannot be mentioned over here, of course, but I've been driving the car properly, so I'm not, driving the car in a relaxed manner purposely just to remove some good mileage. I'm actually enjoying the whole drive. AC is at full blast. It is chilling the cabin nicely. I'm enjoying the music also. So that's about it, I guess. And yeah, it's a pretty sorted car to drive. So the next update will come at 150 kilometers. Now I'm switching the car to power mode, and yes, we'll be driving this car in power mode. Of course, there's a pure EV mode also which works in the city, and you can activate that automatically also. It happens, but you can activate it using a button over here also, but sometimes it does not get activated if the battery does not have enough charge, so it shows you this indicator on the instrument cluster. So anyway, I am in power mode now, and let's continue the drive. Completed 150 kilometers in this car and I am not even tired. the last 50 kilometers I drove this car in power mode. Now in power mode, performance goes up, fuel economy comes down a bit, but the car feels very lively, very responsive and actually fun to drive. Now in terms of handling, it is a very neutral handler. The steering is not brimming with feedback, it is tuned just about fine, and the car also handles high speeds very nicely. It remains planted out on the highway. When you take corners at high speeds, you do feel the body roll because of the slightly soft suspension setup. So yes, this is not a sharp handler like a sedan, but as a compact SUV, it does the job very nicely. So now the plan is that I'll drive back inside the city, the petrol pump where we went in the morning, that is around 50 kilometers away from this spot, and I'll move the car back to the eco mode, and I'll also make use of the EV mode. The MID on this car is showing around 16.5 kilometers per liter, because in power mode, of course, the economy comes down a bit. If we had used the eco mode throughout, the economy would have been much better, but of course I wanted to test all the modes. So now I'll be slotting the car back in the eco mode, and we'll make use of the EV mode also to drive the car within the city. So yes, we covered 50 kilometers in the city at the start of the drive, 100 kilometers right now on the highway, and now 50 kilometers again back in the city. So let's get going. I am back at the same pump at the same nozzle after completing 200.3 kilometers in the Grand Vitara Strong Hybrid. Let's find out the real mileage. So we have filled up the tank of the Grand Vitara again to the brim, and this time the car has taken 9.17 liters of fuel, amounting to rupees 1001, which means we have got a real world mileage of 21.84 kilometers per liter, and this includes a mix of eco, normal and power driving modes. So if I would have driven the car only in eco mode, the car would have probably given 25 kilometers per liter, but even then 21.84 is excellent for a car of this segment. And if you talk about the running cost is approximately rupees 5 per kilometer, which is probably lower than a diesel. So yes, excellent job by Maruti with this one. We got excellent mileage from the Grand Vitara Strong Hybrid, and of course this included a mix of city driving and some fast driving also. And probably if I would have driven the car only in eco mode, the mileage would have been much higher, but again, I'm not at all disappointed. So I think if you are looking to purchase the Grand Vitara, budget is not a concern and you want some good fuel economy numbers and good performance, just get the hybrid version. This is better than the K15 version, and of course the pricing will be a bit higher than that, but the premium will definitely be well worth it. Thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you liked it. If you have any questions about the hybrid version or any other version of the Grand Vitara, let me know in the comment section below.